Hi guys, I thought I would come on and do a quick flip through of my December Daily 2017 album. I thought I would start with this flip through as it was the project that led to the rest of my projects moving forward. In 2019, I decided to move into a 6x8 album to tell my project life stories. So I just thought this was a good place to start. For 2017, I picked up the Elle Edwards binder that came with her December Daily products. However, most of the products in this album are actually Elle Studio. Elle Studio came out with a Document December kit that year that really spoke to me, and I had a lot of fun playing with it. So that is mostly what I used in this album. I started off my book with a December Stories title page. And I decided to call it December Stories because some of these stories didn't happen in December, and they didn't always happen on the day in which the number reflects. So you'll be able to see that a little bit more as we move into the book. But again, most of these products are Elle Studio. This tree was from the Target dollar spot, but everything else, oh, and these were just the little twines in there. Those were something that I had in my stash, but everything else on this page is Elle Studio. In 2017, one of the other things that I did was I documented our life. Now this is daily. I documented our life doing a 1-second video a day, and at the end of the month, I created a small video. I uploaded it on YouTube, and I created a QR code. So you scan the QR code and you'll see 1 second of our day, 1 second a day throughout the month of December. It was a lot of fun. This first story is about our artificial tree, and here's right off. I always put my artificial tree up the weekend after Thanksgiving, which is typically November. So this happens in November every year, but it ends up being the first story that I put in my December albums. So as you can see, I have a little bit of stories about the boys helping decorate the tree this year, but I think they each only put one ornament up. But all this product, again, Elle's Studio. Another tradition that sometimes happens in November, most often though it does happen in December, is my mom takes the kids to downtown Disney to pick out ornaments. It has been a tradition for years, and they usually eat at Rainforest Cafe, and then they get some Starbucks afterwards. It's just like an afternoon of fun. And so that is this story. And then this magic 6x8 paper, that was from the Simple Stories Sage Cheese collection. And I thought it worked out nicely in this album. One of the other things I do in my December album is I tell stories that aren't necessarily Christmas holiday related. My oldest son plays basketball. He's played basketball since he was in 2nd grade, and the season always begins in December. And here we are. This particular year, this was his last year playing rec basketball, and I decided to tell the story and talk about how the next December would look much different because he would be off to high school. And again, see my pictures. This is from December 3rd, December 10th, and then this was December 17th. So it's just the third story in my album, but did not happen necessarily on December 3rd. My fourth story is about my craft group. I had to get them into my album. We decided to get together in December and do a stuffed envelope exchange. So that was us and our projects. This is in a creative bubble print that I added on day 5, which talks about our Christmas cards. And I created a little pocket in which I have a list of everybody who we sent Christmas cards to. And then I actually have their addresses all inside the pocket as well. And then a picture of all of the supplies and a copy of our card for the year. Day 6 is about the boys. And this year was the year Allie had the printable. and I had the kids write their name, age, currently into, holiday drink of choice, most wanted gift, and best memory of the past year. So I created a tag for each of the boys. Day 7, I trimmed down this envelope, which came from Hobby Lobby. It was a little bit bigger. I think I trimmed some off the bottom to make it fit in the album. And in here, I tucked in their holiday wish lists. And now that they're older, I receive lists in all different forms, but mostly electronically. But I print it out, their Christmas lists, and I just tuck it in there. And then I talk about their the tradition in our house. This, again, although it's story 7, it happens on Thanksgiving. We always get the newspaper and we get the ads, and the boys start going through the ads and start looking at what's out and what's coming out, and they start making their Christmas lists. Although these days the ads are really slim pickings in the newspaper, so not sure. And Black Friday is not like Black Friday. Since I'm shooting this video in 2020, those of you will remember it's not like normal. So this year's definitely gonna be different, trying to make their little wish lists. In 2017, my 8th story is about Christmas caroling. My youngest was in drama, and they went out and sang at the holiday marketplace that year. Story 9 is about getting our real tree. So I grew up with an artificial tree. My husband grew up getting a real tree. So we are able, because we have 2 different rooms we can put trees in, we are able to get him his real tree, and I put up my artificial tree. So everybody's happy. But it's always fun to take the boys and pick out the real tree. So this year Anthony was the one that picked out the tree. Story 10 is about our elf. He comes to visit us, although I think in 2018 he had a little incident, and he hasn't been quite the same since. Story 11 is about the scent of the season, and we always have fresh balsam from Bath and Body Works in the house. Story 12 is always my 12 of 12 project. It's an Amy Gretchen project that I also like to incorporate in my December album. I've tried doing it monthly during the regular year, and I fizzle out around April or May. So I find in December, at least, I can pick the 12th of December, and I just take pictures all day long, and then I create a spread that just kind of is a snapshot of our day. The papers I used in this particular spread, those were from Felicity Jane. Story 13 is getting the real tree in the house and up and lights on and starting to decorate. So we usually buy our tree one day and then we get it in the house and decorate it another day. It doesn't happen on the same day. Day 14 is talking about our twinkle lights. My younger son usually helps my husband put up the lights. Day 15, or story 15, is all about the wrapping paper and getting wrapped and ready. Again, this is Ellie's studio. Oh, it's day 16 was wrapped and ready. Day 15, or story 15, these numbers came from Hobby Lobby, as did these little labels. They were actually like Christmas present labels. So my husband is Greek, and they celebrate a thing called name days. It's a tradition in his family, and his dad's name day is on December 17th, or it's the 21st. I can't really remember, but story 17 is about us going to El Torito, because El Torito is the tradition, and he gets his macho combo. I think that's what it's called. And so, and it's just something we do every December. Story 18 is about our elf again. He got elf napped, and I made a little tag under here talking about how he disappeared, and there's a little note that was left on the counter next to this fake elf. Story 19 is about our playlist and what you would typically hear if you come to our house or get in the car with us during the holidays. Story 20 is about our favorite movies. And I saw somebody do this, and I don't remember who did it, but I've seen it surface several times, though, throughout the years. People put their favorite quotes from their movies. So on this side, I have quotes from our favorite movies, and it's kind of fun to see if you know what movie it came from. Like, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Like, we all know that's Home Alone, right? So you flip it over and Home Alone 2. There you go. Day 21, story 21, is always about the first day of winter. Since the 21st of December is the official first day of winter, I always step out onto the front of our house and I take a picture into the street, and I use an app to create the word art on there, and I add the picture into my album. This day, it actually was December 22nd, and it's our 22nd story. It was the last day of school for the boys. It was a minimum day. My oldest went to a party, and when we went to pick him up, we went and got Starbucks, and I tried to get them to take a picture with Santa, but they were not having it. But I did get a picture of them behind the little getup that they had there at the mall. And then we ended up looking at Christmas lights on our drive home. So I just created a quick list of what we did that particular evening. The next day, my older son woke up with a fever and was sick. So just a little bit about him being in bed and us watching Polar Express. He got up later in the evening and was up for watching a movie. So he watched Polar Express with us. And then the 24th was December 24th. And it was the night before Christmas, and the Die Hard trilogy was on our TV. My son and I stayed home. Typically, we go to my sister-in-law's house for Christmas Eve dinner and a little party. And he was still sick, so we did not go. My husband and my younger one went. And that's how you know when my son is sick. He sat and watched all 3 Die Hard movies with me. It was fun. And there's my younger son. He went to the party. And then this is a picture of our tree on Christmas night. Santa stopped here. And then this was early Christmas morning with all the presents under the tree. And then so day 25, story 25 is all about Christmas morning. And this is a tradition that started when I was little. My dad used to walk out with us, and my mom would be there next to the tree with all the gifts, and she would always get a picture of us as we were walking out to see all the Christmas presents for the first time. And so I have continued that tradition with my kids, and my husband walks out with them every morning. And then we head to my mom's house and do an exchange with my sister and her 2 kids. Andrew didn't go with us. It was just me and Anthony that went to this one. My husband and Andrew stayed home, and then we brought the gifts back for Andrew, who was feeling a little bit better. And then my in-laws usually come over Christmas morning when we get back from my parents' house. And so I have a couple of pictures of that. And then those with the boys getting along with some of their new Christmas goodies. And then our table, because we host Christmas dinner. And so just some pictures of after dinner. They were playing, I think it was the Game of Life. And then I tried something new this year, and I was disappointed Andrew wasn't feeling well, and it didn't turn out exactly how I had hoped, but it was still fun. I tried to create a photo booth for everybody to take some silly pictures. They had a good time, well, except for Andrew. And then so the 26th through the 30th, Andrew, this is where you would really find Andrew. He was on the couch sleeping most of the time. And my younger son was gaming. And then I have a picture of them on New Year's Eve. And then I also included a calendar with all the things that we did throughout the month. And on the back side, just a little currently. And then all of the Christmas cards that we get, all the photo Christmas cards, I put at the back of the book. I figure people spend time taking the photos, the money, getting the cards made. I like to keep them, and it's fun, like going back through them over the years. Oh, look at so and so, or look at how much they've grown now. Like when you get like this year when we get Christmas cards, sometimes it's fun to go back and look at some of the past Christmas cards just to see how everybody has changed. So I add that to the back of my album. And that, my friends, is my 2017 December Stories album. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, most of the products are Elle's Studio, but there are a little bit of Felicity Jane and In a Creative Bubble that you'll find in here as well. Hope everybody has a great holiday season.